Hey everybody, welcome to Wax Pack Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. So today we are going to be talking about 1988 Topps Big. Yes, the Topps Big cards was I guess a different or a side set of sorts from 1988. And they ran this set from 88 to 1990, so they had 3 years of it. But today we're going to do the inaugural release, which is 1988. Now they released it in 3 series, and as you can see, we got a pack of series 1, 2, and 3 that we'll be opening today. But let's talk about this and look at these cards a little bit and see, well, what are they all about? Okay, so the big deal about these cards is that they are a throwback to pre-1957 Topps cards. And so by that, it means in its size. So today, as we know, the standard size of a card is 2.5 by 3.5 inches. Well, pre-1957, they were 2 5/8 by 3 3/4. Now, as we know, a lot of the older cards and the vintage cards from back in the day, from Allen and Ginter to the T206 set to Goodry and such, that baseball cards have varied in different sizes. Well, in 1957, well, it seemed to standardize with the 2.5 by 3.5, with just a few there's a few exceptions, and of course this is one of them, right? But what they were doing is they were throwing back specifically, or were influenced in their card designs from this set, from the 1956 Topps set. Now, this is not a 1956 Bo Jackson. Well, it's the 1956 design or style. This is actually from the 2023 Archives set, but Bo knows, right? So, but the idea is that the card design has the action shot, and then it has the more close-up picture of them, and that's the inspiration. And as we can see, this is of course a standard size card, since it's a modern 1956 look. You can see that there's a the size difference for them. So, yeah, so that's the big deal, I guess, with these cards. Now, like I said, they ran these from 88 to 1990, and they seem to be unpopular with collectors. Now, of course, this is a time still when, in my opinion, the way I have viewed the hobby, and especially since I was collecting baseball cards in 1988, that this is a time where they were still focusing, or definitely they knew that their market was kids, but that was starting to turn. Of course, that started to turn throughout the late 70s and 80s, where collectors or people started to realize that there was value to baseball cards, and maybe some real value with the baseball cards. So these were unpopular with a lot of collector type people. But I, of course, say, based on the card design, and as we'll look at and see, like the back of the cards have a comic strip, this is a set that was very much still targeted to kids and younger people. So who's not going to care if it doesn't fit in a top loader, or care if it's going to fit in a penny sleeve or anything like that. Just like a lot of us did as kids, we wrapped them in rubber bands, and we just love to have our baseball cards. Let's start cracking these things, and we could talk about them a little bit more. Now, they, like I said, they did 3 series releases. There's 88 cards in each series, and let's have a look at these things, huh? Alright, so we still got the standard size of the little promo or special offer card. Did anybody ever get this shirt? I never did. Alright, here we go. BJ Surhoff. Willie Wilson. Alright, Willie Wilson. Of course, I grew up in the Kansas City area, so I remember Willie Wilson. That's very nice. Mike Scioscia. Really good catcher. Bill Doran, George Bell, Tim Wallach. Stan Jefferson. So let's take a look at Willie Wilson here. Okay. All right, so we got again, we want to compare the size, the 2 5/8 by 3 3/4, and so we got this difference in size, which again I guess it's not conducive to, well, a lot of card protection, right? So, but let's look at the back of this. See, here we go. We got very colorful. We got a comic strip in them. And these comic strips were pointed or were about the players. So that means that somebody created all these comics for all the players in the set, which is pretty cool. So triples. Willie drilled his this 100th triple on 5/18/87. Hit 5 inside the park home runs in 1979. And once hit a home run to the third deck at the New Orleans Superdome. So just showing, case in a few highlights from Willie Wilson's career, and so then we have on the stats, it's just got 1987 stats and then the lifetime stats. So Willie James Wilson right there, number 21. So that's kind of the layout. Now I said there was a 1956 inspired card. That's not exactly this is very much a late 80s or like design, but the deal is to have the picture and the action shot like some of the old time cards like that. So let's move on to second series. Okay. Of course, here at the Bearded Collector, we are always hoping to pull a Tony Gwynn, and well, we'll see what happens. Okay. All right, we got some more promo cards. There we go. And of course, Topps didn't bother to print a new set of promo cards. They're the standard 2.5 by 3.5. So they just put them in. So all right, so we got Todd Worrell, Donnie Hill. Oh yeah, Brett Saberhagen. Now that's awesome right there. Brett Saberhagen. Classic Kansas City Royal. Let's read his. Let's read his comic. Brett had 2 wins in the 1985 World Series, and yes, I remember the 1985 World Series, baby. Then it says here he won Babe Ruth Award as a World Series MVP. His first child was born during the Classic. So, how about that? I'm guessing by that they mean during the 1985 Fall Classic, the World Series. So, very cool. Brett Saberhagen was awesome. So Dave Henderson, Dave Henderson, Ozzie Virgil, Mike Pagulu, yeah. Oh, Ricky, and we got Ricky Henderson. How about that? That's awesome. In the Yankees uniform, he should have went to Oakland shortly after this, which is very cool. Ricky Henderson entered 1988 with 34 leadoff home runs, and he recorded his 700th stolen base on 9/29/87, and his favorite entertainer is Luther Vandross. So there you go. Some stats about Ricky Henderson. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. All right, let's go to the third series. Let's do it. All right, John Farrell, Ron Gant. Oh yeah, Ron Gant. Oh, and then we got Kirk Gibson, and yes, Kirk Gibson was awesome. Ron Gant was really good too. So I'll set him up there too. Also, we're done. Connie Lansford. Something that's interesting about Connie Lansford is that he played in the Little League World Series when he was a kid. So, very cool. Connie Lansford. Brian Smith and Juan Neves. So very cool. Alright, well there is what we got for 1988 Topps Big. Really happy with what I got here. got the Brett Saberhagen, which is awesome. It's always good to get Ricky Henderson, Gibson, Grant, Gant, and Willie Wilson. So this is pretty cool. It's got an interesting history to it. That was a little bit short-lived as a set, but nonetheless, it's a neat little set, or neat little cards to go through. So let me know. Do you guys have any Topps Big? Did you collect any Topps Big when you were a kid? And maybe in a future Wax Pack Wednesday, we will do. Well, maybe we'll find some 1989 and 1990 to pull up. And again, I want to say thank you for joining me on this Wax Pack Wednesday. And I would love it if you would go down and you'd click the like button and you click the subscribe button. And as we're just starting out here with the Bearded Collector on YouTube, it'll be help to get the boost and get started. And if you're just finding me here, well, this whole party for the Bearded Collector started on Instagram, and so I'll be sure to link the Instagram account in the description below. And guys, thank you very much. This has been another Wax Pack Wednesday, and you all have a good day. Peace.